6 months. That's how long I've been without my drone. Reddit, how to recover a drone from a tree. This tree right here, you follow it up. Now you can kind of see there's a whole bunch of grass here. So if I'm lucky, it will land in a nice, easy spot and it won't smash to pieces. Whatever you do, don't tell my mother. She hates it because she's always worried I'm gonna lose it in like a river or something or in the water, but apparently trees are what it is. This video ends in one of two ways. Either with glorious triumph or in a terrible defeat. So if you don't know what's going on, 2 days ago, I was dumb and I was not paying attention and I was flying my drone and I crashed into a tree. For 2 seconds, I took my eyes off of my drone and like that, my drone was at the top of an extremely tall tree. There was no way to climb it. It was too tall to knock it out, and I was left with no solution other than to watch my drone dangle there while the battery died. Now, thankfully, last night, we had, I think, 70-kilometer-an-hour winds, which is absolutely unheard of, but I'm super hopeful that the drone will at least have been knocked out of the tree. Now, it also did get wet last night. Even if we get it back, there is a chance that the drone is completely ruined. Based on where the drone had gotten caught at the tree, it was kind of at the top and the branches, even in light wind, were kind of swaying back and forth. So I was super hopeful that over time, it would just naturally fall out and land in the grass below. I pretty much searched every single method on YouTube of how to get your drone out of a tree. I even asked some friends who were some really good FPV pilots, hey, do you think you could fly your drone and maybe maneuver and knock my drone out of the tree? But it would have been way too risky. There is one part of this which I forgot to mention. Last time when we were trying to get the drone back, I walked into the forest and found out that there was just a massive infestation of ticks, which is just bad news. So I took a little bit of an extra precaution today. We've got the gaiters, I'm wearing my jacket. I've literally put tick DEET bug spray. I'm hopeful I don't just attract a massive amount of ticks as soon as I walk into the forest. My heart is racing so fast. Here we are. What do we see? What do we see? Oh no. That's it. That's it right there. Let's all have a moment of silence for the lost drone. DJI, here is an idea for you. You have the Avata drone, which has this turtle mode, which basically allows your drone that if it's flipped upside down, it can turn on and it'll just like, zoop, it'll right itself. Now, with drones that are stuck in trees, there needs to be a feature where you can override I think it's like the IMU error, which basically says, oh, the drone's upside down or it's crashed and it won't be able to do anything. There needs to be a feature that allows you to override that and start the motors up. Because if I could start the motors up, I guarantee you I could pop it out of the tree because the propellers would catch something and then it would hit a branch and it would fall to the ground. As terrible as a death as that sounds, I think that would be a better option than just leaving it up there. Who cares if the propellers get damaged? Who cares at that point? It really, really sucks when you can't do anything about it and just have to leave it up in the tree. The secret weapon that I brought is this, what you would call, I think it's like an arborist weight. It's a rope, and then it has a weight on the end so that you can kind of like swing, lasso it, throw it up, catch the branch, and then shake the branch. But I don't know if you can see behind me just how tall this tree is. It is at least 40 meters, well over 100, probably 150 feet tall. And there's no way with all of the strength that's within me that I'd be able to lasso that rope all the way to the top of that tree. It's just not happening. So I think it's bye-bye for now. before someone in the comments says, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? I researched probably half a dozen different methods, and I'll link the videos that I used up here. But the first method was the lanyard method, where you kind of just get another drone or an FPV drone and attach all these key lanyards and ropes and things, and then just kind of like try to fly over the other drone, or kind of like get all the arms and the propellers of the drone caught in the lanyard. That works really well for FPV if your drone is stuck on a rooftop or on a flat surface. There is no bridge here.
Oh, okay.
You have to go here if you want to go to the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Cool, man.
No problem. But it doesn't work so well for the forest where there's just all these branches, because you'll just get the other drone caught and then you'll lose 2 drones. Another option is to get an arborist rope, which is basically a rope with a weight and you kind of just swing it. But again, the problem that I faced was that mine was easily 40 meters, probably 100, close to 150 feet in the air. And then the last method I thought about was building a slingshot, or kind of like building this bow and arrow where you launch a projectile. Check out this video here, because I think it's a really great method if you have lots of time to kill. In my case, because we're in a park, I can't hire an arborist to climb the tree. I don't know, maybe we'll come back in a few months and it'll have landed on the ground and I can get the memory card back at least, or the battery back. All right, we are now 1 month and five weeks since the drone has been up in the tree. I've got Rich with me, look at that. And we're gonna see if it's still in the tree. It turned out that the drone was still stuck in the tree, but this time we came with some reinforcements. You seem really confident about it. All right,
I got a good arm.
Let's give it a
Also
go.
got a fishing rod.
Let's give it a go. We worked for over an hour, hoping to use the fishing rod to lasso the drone or knock it out of the tree. We tried multiple different angles until finally we ran out of daylight. 3 days goes by, and out of nowhere, Rich sends me this video. So I got my drone back, but there's a little bit of a problem. The drone actually survived really well up in the tree. I thought it would be just completely waterlogged and damaged, but I was able to pull the memory card. I was able to get all the footage. For 6 months, I didn't do anything. I didn't think about drones. I didn't think about buying a drone. And I told myself I wouldn't buy another drone either until I really needed it or until I had a job that would pay me to use a drone. So here we are. I figured because I still have all the old components and the batteries and the extra propellers from my old Air 2S, that it would make sense to rebuy the Air 2S. And before you go and say, oh, you should have bought the insurance, I had the insurance, it's just my old drone was so old that the insurance had run out and I had no way of replacing it. Part of owning a drone is unfortunately crashing a drone. The first time I bought the Air 2S, I think I actually crashed it within like the second day of owning it. Oh boy. I was trying to go under that bridge right there. I backed up and just nicked the edge of a tree. It's still transmitting and it looks like it's pointed up. You can see it, it's literally stuck in a tree. But such is the life of a drone pilot. And I don't even really consider myself a drone pilot. I just use it when I have the opportunity to use it because I love the extra perspective that having a drone, not just for video, but for photo as well, to do like top-down photos or get that unique perspective that you can't necessarily get with a regular camera or a mirrorless camera. So hopefully you've enjoyed my 6 months of pain and suffering of not having a drone. I'll link this guy down in the description below if you're looking to pick up a drone for yourself. But really you can't go wrong with any drone as a great tool to add to your kit of photography gear. Until the next one, go shoot photos. I will not crash you. I will not crash you.